Hey everybody, welcome back to Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. Today we are doing Texas sheet cake. You're going to want to check this video out because this is going to be a keeper because I'm doing an icing that you probably may not have tried before on a Texas sheet cake. So let's get into the video. Before we get started, be sure and share, like, and subscribe. Let's get going. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to take basically 2 sticks of butter. This is a 1 pound block, so it's about half the block. And then add 2 cups of water. And you're gonna turn that on high and bring it up to a boil. Every year for my birthday, I requested this sheet cake for my birthday growing up. This was my mom's signature cake. So when I called my mom today and said, I want to make your Texas sheet cake, can you send me the recipe? She said, of course I can. So this is a Mama Z's exclusive recipe right here, guys. Because it's kind of a combination of 2 recipes. Okay, I'm gonna bring you back over here and we're gonna set up the rest of our ingredients. Okay, so one thing you need, 2 cups of sugar, and 2 cups of flour. We're putting in 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to just shift this together. Okay. All right, to our dry ingredients, I am adding our butter and water. And then I'm going to start mixing that together. Okay, now we're going to add our vanilla, half a cup of buttermilk, and 2 eggs. now we need to grease our sheet pan. And for this, I've got a 10 by 10 sheet pan. All right, what you want to do is take your butter. Now you also can use parchment paper if you want to. This is just one of those recipes that I like just to do it the old-fashioned way. And then you're just going to pour your cake batter in your pan. You're going to put it in your oven and bake it at 320 for 30 minutes. Isn't that pretty? We'll see you back in 30, or no, we won't. We'll see you back here in just a minute. I'll show you the icing we're going to make for this amazing cake. To my pan, I have a stick and a half of butter. I have 6 Milky Way bar in my pot and 3 tablespoons of butter. I wish I could have showed y'all all that, but I forgot to hit record apparently. Yeah. And then I'm toasting some pecans back here. I do have it on my other little camera right here, so I will be able to show you that, which that's probably all the try to resync that. As I was saying, this is 2 recipes. Originally, the Milky Way cake and the Texas, this is where the Milky Way cake and the Texas sheet cake combined. This icing is phenomenal. You need to constantly stir it or it will scald. And just let it melt down. Okay, keep an eye on your pecans. We're going to bring this back over in a minute. We're going to add some powdered sugar to it, and we're going to beat it until it's smooth. Cut board over here, and I'm going to give my pecans a good chop. going to set it aside. And we're going to start mixing this icing. I'm going to pour it in my bowl. And you want 4 to 6 cups of powdered sugar. And you're gonna kind of know, but I'm gonna start out with 4 cups. I'm gonna mix them one at a time. That is just the best. Icing you could ever imagine. I'm going to go ahead and try to whip in one more because it's still just a little too caramely. If that makes sense. And you really want it kind of fluffy like icing. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start out with like a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. Perfection. Okay, and then we'll just wait for the cake to be done, and then we'll ice our cake. So we'll be right back. Okay, our sheet cake is done. You're going to take your icing. Gently start smoothing it out over your cake. And I would suggest doing it while your cake is still hot. But you do have to be gentle with your cake. So it doesn't fall apart. The knife is working better. There we go. You just gotta be easy with it. Okay, I would suggest putting more powdered sugar in it if your mixer can handle it. My cheap little mixer was struggling. So. You just gotta be patient with it and scoot it around. Okay, so after you get your cake iced, you just want to sprinkle some pecans. I'm only putting pecans on half the cake because, as y'all know, there's a debate around here whether nuts belong on desserts or not. I like nuts. My family debates me whether nuts belong on dessert, so I'm leaving half of the cake without. So, anyway, I'm gonna get y'all a close-up as always of how this looks. And thank you again for joining me. Texas sheet cake, y'all, with a Milky Way icing. I hope y'all will give this a try. It is so good. Thank you for joining me today on Mama Z's Texas Kitchen.